じゃあ皆さん, today I'm going to introduce something that we will start studying in chapter 11. We can start to talk about things that we want to do. So let's take a look. これは野球選手ですね。野球選手。私は野球選手になりたいです。野球選手になりたいです。私は日本に留学したいです。日本に留学したいです。日本で美味しい寿司が食べたいです。美味しい寿司が食べたいです。日本で働きたいです。日本で働きたいです。These are all phrases that we can use to express what we want to do. So we express our desires, the things that we would like to do, with a verb plus たいです。When we put it on the verb, we're going to use what we call the verb stem. So if you remember back to Japanese 1010, the verb stem is the part of the verb that we would put before mas. So in mas form, we have like no mi mas. So the stem is no mi, right? In the verbs we have here, so narimasu, the stem is nari. Shimasu, the stem is shi. Hatarakimasu, the stem would be hataraki. So the mas form minus the mas, right? We put that together with たいです to show what we want to do. 野球選手になりたいです. I want to become a baseball player. 日本に留学したいです. I want to study Japanese. 日本で働きたいです. I want to work in Japan. This expresses what we want to do. We can also say 寿司が食べたいです. I want to eat sushi. You might notice that the particle is a little different than what we usually use. So you can also use を in these sentences. It's okay. So 寿司を食べたいです is also fine. But a lot of the time when we have a たいです verb, we'll use が to really emphasize how much we want to do it. 寿司が食べたいです kind of strengthens how much we are saying that we want to eat sushi. 寿司を食べたいです is still grammatical, but 寿司が食べたいです emphasizes how much we want to do it. Let's take a look a little bit more. 犬ですね。犬はもっと散歩したいです。もっと散歩したいです。うちに帰りたくないです。うちに帰りたくないです。子供は行きたくないです。歯医者、デンティストに行きたくないです。この子供は野菜は食べたくないです。野菜は食べたくないです。So this たいです that we have talked about that goes with the verb stem, it's a little weird because we're putting it on a verb, but the way that たいです works is exactly the same way as an e adjective works. So in other words, if we want to make it negative, like if we wanted to say that something is cold, we say 寒いです. If it's not cold, 寒くないです, right? We drop the e and add くない. It works the exact same way for this たい. So 行きたいです. I want to go. Drop the e and add くない. We have 行きたくないです. I don't want to go. 帰りたいです. I want to go home. 帰りたくないです. I don't want to go home. So to make it negative, we can just add on たくないです to the verb stem. You might have noticed in our last sentence the 野菜は食べたくないです. We use the は, which is maybe not the particle that you would expect. お and が are also okay in this kind of sentence. So we can say 野菜を食べたくないです. That's grammatical, that's fine. We can also say 野菜が食べたくないです. That's also fine. But a lot of the time, when we're using this たいです, we might use the particle は to kind of emphasize that we don't want to eat them. That's probably the most natural way to form this sentence. 野菜は食べたくないです. So, to sum it up, we can use たいです and たくないです to talk about what we want to do and what we don't want to do. Applied to the stem of the verb. I want to go. I don't want to go. 行きたいです。行きたくないです. That is the construction we can use to talk about our desires. Let's practice a little bit more. Let's take a look at this situation. この人は病気ですね。ああ、病気になりたくなかったです。大変です。なりたくなかったです。この人はハワイに行きたかったです。フーラダンスが踊りたかったです。買い物がしたかったです。行きたかった。踊りたかった。買い物がしたかった。病気になりたくなかった。と言います。So this たかった, as you may have guessed, this たい ending on the verb stem, it conjugates like an e adjective, we said, right? So in order to make it in the past tense, just like we do with an adjective, we're going to get rid of the e and add かった. So just like we have like 寒い、寒かった、行きたい、行きたかった makes it past tense. I wanted to go to Hawaii. And if we want to make it negative, then once again, just like with an e adjective, we will change to たくなかった. So 病気になりたくなかった. I didn't want to get sick. Those are the expressions that we can use to talk about the things that we want to do, that we don't want to do, that we wanted to do in the past, and that we didn't want to do in the past in Japanese.